Hello friend, this is Akash Misir here and welcome back to my YouTube channel, that is Mechanical Engineering Make Easy. And this is fifth lecture of manufacturing and we are moving with casting. This is fifth lecture of casting also. But moving forward with session, before that I have some for you, that please go to my channel. I have designed the separate playlist for separate subject, so go to my channel, watch all the videos what I have designed for you, and I am giving you all the content free of cost. And at the back end I have to do number of work like preparing notes, after that shooting video, uploading video, etc etc. So do share, and these are some things that I wanted to add in this video. And go to my channel, I have designed separate playlist, watch all the videos. If you have any suggestion, then you can ask me. Otherwise I am giving you all the GATE syllabus lectures, and in future I will come up with some PYQs and practice questions also. So subscribe my channel. So we will move now, we will move with flow rate. Okay, top gating system, flow rate for different gating system like top gated system, then bottom gated system, then parting line gated system. These three types of flow rates we are going to take into consideration. So this is top gating system. Okay, so what is the flow rate for top gating system? That is nothing but the maximum velocity into choke area. This is the choke area, and choke area is nothing but minimum of sprue area, runner area or ingate area. Okay, which area is minimum? That area is nothing but the choke area, and from which, that is sprue area, runner area or ingate area. From that three areas, which area is minimum? That area is nothing but choke area. And here, as the this system is top gating system, so velocity we have to take into consideration the maximum velocity. Okay, because the cavity is at bottom and the velocity, the flow rate will be likewise. That's why the maximum velocity we have taken into account. Next is flow rate for bottom gating system. Okay, what is the flow rate for bottom gating system? That is nothing but V average into choke area. Choke area is same like minimum of sprue area, runner area or ingate area. But what exactly the V average? Why we have to take V average here? As here the cavity is likewise and the gating system is likewise, so the molten metal have to lift here. Okay, that's why we are taking average velocity, because at the starting the velocity will be higher, at the ending the velocity will be lesser. Okay, as the height will decrease. Okay, at the end this is only the height, and at the start this only the height. Okay, this is the h1, this is h2. So h1 is greater than h2, and velocity formula is nothing but under root of 2g ht, and that ht contains these terms also. So that's why height matters. Okay, and because of that, in case of bottom gate system, we taken here as a average velocity. Okay, and next term is nothing but flow rate for parting gating system. Means at the parting line there is gate, in gate. Okay, so that flow rate will be, okay, and that flow rate will be Vmax into AC for see, this is parting line, this is cavity, and the gate is here. Okay, if this is the figure, then for this half the flow rate will be Vmax into choke area, and for remaining half, that is the upper half, that is nothing but the copse half, the velocity will be V average into choke area. Okay, area is same, only velocity changes. That's why the flow rate also changes. For parting line gating system, For filling the drag portion, the velocity will be V maximum we are going to consider, and for filling the cope section, we are going to consider the average velocity. Okay, this take into account. Then we will move with parting line gating system and the pouring time. Pouring time for parting line gating system will be, and what was the pouring time formula I have discussed in previous lecture. If you haven't watched that video, go to that video. I have discussed the number of terms like flow rates, the basics of flow rates also discussed in that. Okay, so what is that? Pouring time will be again into two forms, like for this drag portion the pouring time will be different, and for cope portion the pouring time will be different. As we know, the velocity is going to vary, the discharge is going to vary. Okay, and if discharge is going to vary, the pouring time will change. And what is the formula for pouring time? That is nothing but volume 1 upon Vmax into AC plus volume 2 upon V average into AC. What is volume 1? Volume 1 is nothing but this drag portion's volume of cavity. And what is the volume 2? Volume 2 is nothing but the cope portion cavity's volume. Okay, maximum velocity choke area. You know choke area. Choke area is nothing but minimum of sprue area or runner area or inget area. In between these three areas, which area is minimum? That area is nothing but choke area. Okay, note down these all the formulas. Then we will move towards heat transfer rate. Heat transfer rate. Okay, what exactly heat transfer rate? Which is denoted by Q, and Q is equal to AS into K into delta T upon under root of pi alpha into tau. So which are these terms? Area is nothing but the surface area. Okay, the surface area available for heat dissipation, that is too much important. That's why the surface area. Then K is thermal conductivity. Okay, what is thermal conductivity? That we are going to take care of that in our heat transfer session. Okay, so watch that session also afterwards. Thermal conductivity. Then delta T is nothing but temperature difference. Okay, temperature difference means what the temperature that casting have and what the temperature that surrounding have. So ultimately that. And this is alpha is thermal diffusivity. Thermal diffusivity. This term is also we are going to study in case of heat transfer subject. Okay, up till now only you should take into account that alpha is thermal diffusivity and tau is nothing but time duration. These are all the parameters, and this is the heat transfer rate. Okay, this is time duration, then thermal diffusivity, then surface area, thermal conductivity and temperature difference. Note down this formula. This formula is too much important. In case of GATE, they will going to ask you that calculate heat transfer rate, and they will give number of terms, or they will give heat transfer rate value, and they will tell you to calculate surface area. Likewise, they can ask you any question, so you should prepare for that and note down this formula. Then heat to be removed. Okay, if there is any casting, assume this is the casting, this is contains liquid metal. Okay, that may be assume have temperature of 1500 degree Celsius. Okay, This molten metal have the temperature of 1500 degree Celsius, and this molten metal have freezing temperature of 1100 degree Celsius. I am only assuming value for your understanding, and the room temperature is 30 degree Celsius. Okay, so what will happen from 1500 degree Celsius to 1100 degree Celsius, the sensible heat will be there, but that sensible heat will be of liquid. Okay, that sensible heat will be of liquid, plus at 1100 degree Celsius the latent heat will be, we have to take care of that latent heat, we have to extract that latent heat from that material, so that that material at 110 degree Celsius will move, will solidify. Okay, that is nothing but the latent heat. Plus from 110 degree Celsius to 30 degree Celsius there will be again sensible heat of solid. Okay, because after 110 degree Celsius to 30 degree Celsius that material is in form of solid. So this is the heat to be removed. Heat to be removed, that is nothing but sensible heat of liquid, then latent heat, then sensible heat of solid. Okay, this is the formula for heat to be removed, and we have to multiply with mass. That mass is too much important parameter here. Mass. This is heat to be removed. Then next parameter is solidification time. Solidification time. Previously we have discussed about pouring time in previous session, and now we are going to discuss the solidification time, and which is denoted by tau, or in number of cases you may found that denoted by T. Both the parameters are same, which is equal to K into volume upon surface area whole square. Okay, this K may be denoted by C also. In number of books they have denoted with C. This is the solidification constant. Okay, or we can say solidification factor or mold constant. Mold constant or solidification factor. Okay, that may be denoted by C or K, both are the same. This is volume of casting, this is surface area of casting, okay, and this is also too much important formula. In with that formula, yeah, at least one question will become in GATE 100%. That's why the solidification time equal to K into volume upon surface area square. You should note down this equation. That is nothing but the volume of casting upon surface area of casting. And number of students do mistake in this square. They assumes that that square is only for volume, but not the case. That square is for whole the term, that is volume upon surface area. Okay, so do not make this mistake while solving the GATE questions. That is the volume upon surface area whole square. And what's the term that is volume upon surface area? Volume upon surface area is nothing but modulus. Okay, means they will give you that is modulus is for example 8.13%, and okay, modulus is 8.13, then calculate the solidification time. Likewise question may come, so you should know what the modulus is. That is nothing but volume upon surface area. Okay, now we will move towards the take into consideration the riser and the allowance shrinkage and etc, volume of riser and etc. So first term in that is nothing but volume of riser, and the relation between volume of shrinkage volume of casting. Okay, and what's the relation between volume of riser and shrinkage volume of casting? That is nothing but the volume of riser should be greater than equal to 3 times shrinkage volume. Okay, this is necessary condition. volume of riser should be greater than or equal to 3 times shrinkage volume. Means if there is the case like this is the casting, okay, and that casting have shrinkage volume of nearly 0.1 meter cube. Okay, assume the shrinkage volume of this casting is 0.1 meter cube. So volume of riser which will be provided maybe at top side, that volume of riser should be at least 0.3 meter cube. Okay, at least 0.3 meter cube. That may be larger than 0.3, but at least minimum value should be 0.3 meter cube. Okay, likewise this is the necessary condition for riser design. And next parameter is the solidification time of riser should be greater than or equal to solidification time of casting. Okay, there may be the case like solidification time of casting is equal to riser, then no problem. But if there is the case that riser will solidify fastly as compared to casting, then what's the function of riser? To accumulate the allowances like shrinkage and etc. If there is too much contraction takes place because of solidification, then that riser is going to supply the molten metal to that portion, so that function will not going to satisfy by that case. That's why the solidification time of riser should be greater than or equal to solidification time of casting, and this is the sufficient condition. Okay, means these are two conditions. If these two conditions are satisfied by our volume by our riser design, then that riser is okay for that kind of casting. Okay, for any design of riser, the volume of riser and solidification time of riser, these both parameters are too much important, and depending on these two conditions, the volume the riser is going to design, okay, for specific casting. And what exactly the volume of riser? That if that volume that riser is cylindrical, then pi by 4 d square into h. H is height of riser and d is diameter of riser. Okay, if that riser is cylindrical. Then what's next? Riser. Okay, why riser have the cylindrical shape? Generally riser is have cylindrical shape. Okay, riser have cylindrical shape generally, and this is because of higher solidification time, because cylindrical kind of riser have solidification time higher. That's why we are going to use riser in a cylindrical shape. Okay, note down this point. And for top cylindrical riser, okay, if there is the case that riser is located at the top of casting, then in that case diameter equal to 2 times height. Okay, means the diameter of riser will be equal to 2 times height. So this is for the cylindrical top cylindrical riser. And for side cylindrical riser, that diameter will equal to height, means height and diameter will equal for side cylindrical riser. Okay, then defects in casting. There are number of defects in casting also, like porosity and etc etc. What they are? Defects in casting. Defects in casting. So what they are? First defect is blowhole. Blowholes means these are cavities in casting. Okay, if this is the casting, there may be chance that likewise the hole is created. So this is the cavity in that casting. This is called as blowhole. Then next is porosity. Porosity means pinhole or gas may be there. Okay, means in that molten metal the gas is entrapped between them, that's why the porosity problem happens. Okay, then inclusion. Inclusion means foreign material in casting product. means if this is the casting, and what happen, any foreign material that may be of any, that may be any sand particle which came here and accumulated in the casting, so this is the inclusion, this is the defect. Okay, then next is misran. Misran means what's the case that, okay, if such a casting is there and molten metal is going to pour from this, what will happen, this is too much smaller area to go to molten metal there, so there may be chances that molten metal will not go there, so that defect is misran. Okay, misrun, misran. Then shrinkage cavity or void. Because of shrinkage takes place, if riser is not going to perform well, then that shrinkage cavity will be there. That's the defect, that is nothing but shrinkage cavity. Then shift means what will happen if there is one cope. Okay, this is the parting line, this is cope, and this is drag maybe. Okay, and what happened, that cope and drag is not perfectly matched, and because of that what will happen, if the cavity in cope is likewise and the drag will be in likewise, so this is the defect because of mismatch. I have shown too much broad, that will not be too much broad. Okay, that will be in only, so this is nothing but the mismatch. After that, okay, we have covered mismatch means that shift. Then cold shut is nothing but, again what I have shown you in case of misrun, if this is the cavity, molten metal will come, the cavity will be filled, but what happened, as the area is also decreased and the molten metal needs some time to go from here to here, because this cavity also filled by that molten metal, so there may be chances that molten metal will solidify at this section, so because of that the molten metal will can only reach up to this, so this is the issue of cold shut. Cold shut means directly that door is closed to go the molten metal. This happens because of early solidification of the material at that section. Okay, this is nothing but the cold shut. Then hot tear. Hot tear means hot cracks are formed on in the casting or on the casting. That is nothing but the hot tear. Then scab. Scab is nothing but cavities of mold and core filled by metal. Means, okay, what's the definition? That is nothing but the cavities of mold and core filled by metal. Means there is can be the case likewise. This is the mold. Okay, and this is main cavity. But what happened? We have placed here one core likewise. But because of some reason, this core have been broken or etc. Or maybe chances that the here the cavity remaining here, so the molten metal will come here likewise, this may be happen. Or another case is that the cavities of mold, means we have prepared this mold cavity. Okay, eliminate this, we have prepared this mold cavity, but what happened, because of some reason the cavity have made here somehow likewise, and this is not our desired part, our desired part is only this, so this is the cavity of mold, cavity of mold, and this is one kind of defect of casting. Okay, these are all the defects that I have taken for discussion, and in case of defects they will ask any MCQ on that, they can ask. And we are moving towards bonus point for today's lecture, and I am giving you bonus point at the last of every lecture, so if you are enjoying, then please let me know, so that I will work likewise. Okay, in case of bonus point, there is one type of casting, that is nothing but centrifugal casting. Means what exactly that centrifugal casting? If we have to manufacture any pipe like section, then what we will do, we will pour molten metal into that cavity, okay, and we will rotate that cavity. Okay, assume this is the cavity, okay, and the molten metal is poured from this section. Molten metal will come here, and this mold box is going to rotate. So because of that, what will happen, the molten metal coming is equally spread at the boundary of that cavity, and up to the solidification, the casting, that mold box is going to rotate, and after solidification we will get the section which will be like pipe like section. And if we are going to design the same section with the help of our regular casting, then that will be difficult, because the defects like misrun and cold shut may occur. That's why the centrifugal casting have one advantage to generate the very thinner sections. Like this will be only have 1 or 2 mm, 1 to 2 mm thickness of our pipe, that PVC pipe and etc. So this is too much useful centrifugal casting. Okay, but in that one formula is there, and the numerical may come on that formula, and that is nothing but the speed of that centrifugal casting, and which is equal to under root constant upon d. Okay, this is the RPM, this is constant, and this is the diameter, average diameter, we can say average diameter of that mold cavity. This is the formula for centrifugal casting, that is nothing but n under root of n equal to under root constant upon d, that is average diameter. And again another formula for centrifugal casting itself, that is centrifugal force, which is equal to mass into acceleration, which is equal to mr omega square. As we know, v is equal to r omega and a is equal to r omega square. So only we have replaced that a with r omega square, and this is too much basic. I think we have studied in mechanics of first year. So if you don't know, then you can comment me, I will give you idea of that also. Okay, this is the formula for centrifugal force, and this acceleration will vary generally for centrifugal casting 65 times g to 75 times g. G is nothing but acceleration due to gravity, and the 65 and 75 are constant, means that acceleration varies from 65 times g to 75 times g. These are the general values. Okay, so this is all about what I have designed for today's lecture, and from tomorrow's lecture I will come up with metal forming processes. Okay, the casting part is over now. From next lecture onwards we will come up with metal forming processes. So if you have any query regarding casting, and I haven't covered that topic in these all the 5 lectures, then you can ask me in comment. But before that, firstly watch my all videos. And apart from only casting, I have designed the fluid mechanics, turbo machinery and etc etc. So watch that also, so that, and I am providing you all the content very free of cost. So go there and take full benefit of that, and subscribe my channel and share to needy peoples who needs, because what the main motive of my channel, that reach all the peoples which peoples are not able to pay more money to the tuition classes. Like the for gate classes we have to pay 40,000 or etc, and that is not affordable for middle class families or lower class families. That's why I have designed the my channel. So do share with such a peoples, like my session and subscribe my channel. So we will meet again. Thank you friends.